As I was saying, I was going through it at the time, so shit was a little bit like this all the way throwed off. So, back to the situation with my mom trying to come back in and be all like authoritative and shit. Like, if you really want to be technical, like a lot of the shit, whether I was staying with my mom in the A1 building over there, the Stephen Manor, or across the street, with my grandmother in the B212 building, right? Like, my brother, Mashawn, my youngest brother, was getting into a lot of trouble and shit like that when he was younger. And my mom would call me to ask me to like go with him to court or go get him from school and talk to the freaking counselors and shit like that at the school and all type of shit like in her place and in her spot. Like, I remember going to court with my brother Mashawn, like going up to the actual courthouse with my fucking brother, like going with him to his probation fucking office meetings and shit, like standing in and like really speaking up and finding out what's going on and coming back and telling my mom what's going on instead of her getting up or stopping what she was doing or putting in that effort to show up and find out what's going on with the child. Like, my mom, she even went as far as like having my brother evaluated with the child study team and all type of crazy shit, like having him evaluated and stuff like that based off of the situation when he was born, because he was addicted to drugs. He was born, he had to have a heart monitor to monitor him based off of the drug use and stuff like that she was consuming while she was pregnant with him, and whatever she was doing had affected him in a way to where she had to get special training before she was able to take him from the hospital or whatever. Like, my mom is forgetting like all of these like key point things that transpired like in our youth and in our past, like even in my young adult life or whatever, to where it comes to being responsible and help being held accountable and showing up and being putting your best foot forward and taking on obligation and responsibility. Now, what I don't appreciate is how right now in the present moment, they've been all playing in my damn face and they've been doing this shit for fucking years. Getting together, she getting together with her ex-lovers and Charlie and all of these fucking people that she was with, fucking what the hell is this name? Brian, motherfucking Jason, fucking Tammy, Lily, fucking Fawn Stratton. Like, come on, man. And throughout all of this damn time, like all of these people had a hand in coming back and telling my mom shit, and they working together and they going against me and my brothers and doing all of this crazy ass shit. Like, you know what I mean? But my mom don't even want to show up to go to court, to show up in the court appearance with my brother, or to go down to the probation office when he was put on probation. Me and my brother Keyshawn had to go pick him up from the fucking police station, and we knew my mom was going to tweak the fuck out or whatever, like looking out for the safety or whatever. I went to get my brother fucking out of jail. Me and Keyshawn, like, not once but twice. Like, the shit was fucking crazy. It was just a lot of stuff that was going on behind the scenes, like to where my mom wanted to portray herself in her NA community and amongst her friends and stuff like that, like she was like this fucking star mom and everything like that, to where it was like my mom main thing was like buying our affection, like buying us things and doing things like that and making it to where that was what a mother was supposed to do and shit like that. Like, we needed, talks and understanding. Like, she told us shit that was going on or whatever in her past or whatever, and how she was wrapped up with her NA community and doing the conventions and sitting on the chairs and the boards and all of this other stuff with all of these fucking high sedity hypocritical ass motherfuckers that didn't even have their own shit straight in their own motherfucking lives. You understand what I'm saying? But to sit there and have these people, these same people, gang stalking me on fucking social media or within the community and having people, make statements and sign petitions and all of this other shit just to fucking be able to steal from me. But you not looking at the fact that you didn't even fucking stand up and be a mother for your own children, but you see me getting my life together when I called out to you, you know what I mean, and told you that I needed help to get myself together. Yeah, I was scared because I had never had two children at the same time to deal with, so it was like a new experience for me. But what you slept on was the fact that I was going to be able to overcome every obstacle that you was placing in my path, as well as other people that's throughout the freaking community. You know what I mean? And every tie that you had and everybody else had, and other family members on your side of the family as well as on Bryant's side of the family. You understand what I'm saying? For their own personal gain, interest, or whatever it have you. And then y'all turn around and y'all click up together to go in cahoots to motherfucking really try to take one single person down. It took two whole sides of the family, a whole communities, freaking crooked judges, lawyers, and all of this shit that signed off to y'all paperworks and all of this crazy ass shit that y'all was filing motions and petitions and shit like that while all of this was going on. And you know what the absolute craziest, mind bafflingest thing that really like tickled my fancy? Like Mark T. Apostolou was like in office when I was getting into my trouble. And that was between the 2007 period until I stopped getting in fucking trouble, you know what I mean, in the Asbury Park area. But the interesting thing is, prior to Mark T. Apostolou Jr. taking and presiding over the bench in Asbury Park, his father, Mark T. Apostolou Sr., was on the bench, and he had served for over 30 years in the Asbury Park, you know what I mean, in the judicial circuit within the area, and within the affiliating branch and connections. So it's awfully ironic that all of these things are going on in the earlier 2000s, when like around the time when people had Saudi balls and people were running around doing this and doing that. And then you got Saudi when Charlie and my brothers had that fight, and my brothers kicked Charlie's ass because Charlie was trying to be disrespectful. See, I had already told Charlie the day that you had put me and Marquise out, the day that I had popped all of the tires so that you couldn't get to freaking work. You understand, when you was talking all of that shit and you allowed this man to come to threaten my brother and tell my brother that if he told me the truth about the lie that he was trying to keep up with about him not picking my son up from school, and my brother told me that he threatened him and told him that he was gonna fuck him up, and how I went in your room and I told you and him like y'all got me fucked up because first of all, he's not our daddy. You understand what I'm saying? I don't care if he was screwing you, doing you, fucking financing you, or whatever the fuck it was. He wasn't gonna put his hands on my brother because he's not our dad. He's not our dad. So, like, I don't even know how you thought that that was going to be okay. Then got my son, Marquise, fucking trying to come, like be in between us because he sees you attacking me with the freaking crystal ashtray and shit and saying, please don't hurt my mommy, please don't hurt my mommy and shit like that, while you trying to romp with me behind this motherfucking crooked ass motherfucking nasty fucking crooked, and then you come up against me and my brothers for these motherfuckers. You know what I mean? You put in a report. So after the shit happened, after you put me out, after you find out that your fucking tires and shit was flattened like that, cause yes, I went and told my grandmother what the hell had transpired because I'm going to tell on myself before anybody try to come twist the damn story. You calls over to grandma's house talking about some I'm going to jail and I'm a stupid bitch and this and that and all of this other crazy ass shit. And I told you then, if you call the police on me and tell on me about me popping the damn tires, yeah, you go down to the courthouse or whatever. I'll have to pay a fine or whatever. I will do whatever I have to do. But what I also told you was that first of all, you was on Section 8 and all of this shit. You know what I mean? You knew what the fuck you had going on in the Stephen Manor apartment. You understand what I'm saying? So you remember when I told you clearly that you could have Charlie go press charges against me and all of that shit. Understand? But you're going to go to jail, and so is he for the little fucking illegal tip tags that he was motherfucking selling. The trips to fucking Delaware to the fucking the tobacco place where y'all was going to go get all of them cartons of cigarettes and shit while he was riding around all them different motherfucking vehicles and shit like that, having all of them motherfuckers over there in the parking lot in the motherfucking Stephen man. So, whatever, because when I went to court with Charlie, the case was dismissed or whatever. But I know that y'all had still got behind the scenes because you was still fucking salty. You was still feeling some type of way. You was still, you know what I mean, in your motherfucking madness. And you was salty as fuck for the simple fact that Keyshawn and Michonne fucked him up. And then you put my fucking brothers out. You know what I mean? Like, you put my brothers out type shit. But then you want to sit here and fucking kick somebody back in. And then, like, now that I think about it, I see why Keyshawn walked right past you when you were sitting there feeling heartbroken, telling me, yeah, I felt some type of way. I was like, damn, like, my brother wouldn't even walk past and acknowledge you. But, like, now that I have grown and then I look back on, like, the treatment of us, I understand exactly why my brother, like, chose to fucking not be a part of. But then again, I understand also my brother, I see Keyshawn grow from his maturity because before we had left from 211 First Avenue, he had brought Jessica over there to you to introduce her as the person that he chose and said that he loved, and that's the person, once he got his shit together, that he wanted to marry, right? With all of that shit being said, like, everybody was trying to make peace and amendment or whatever for however, whatever. My whole thing is the hatred that you held in your heart, but you quickly kept trying to deflect that on me and telling people I'm kicking your back in, and you'll sit in there in your meetings and stuff like that and share your story and all of this other stuff. But people was only looking at it from a one-sided perspective, not knowing truly in detail what the hell was going on behind the scenes. Like, see me, I'm upfront and honest and open about the shit that I have went through in my damn life and the parts that I played in fucked up shenanery and all of that shit. You know what I mean? And making conscious choices and decisions not to keep participating in buffoonery and sitting and gossiping and talking about this one and that one and this one and that one because it's like counterproductive. So when I started falling back from being a part of those things with certain fucking sectors and groups, now everybody want to be mad with me because I choose to just focus on what I gotta do. Y'all done did so much stuff and participating in so many different schemes and having people paid to do certain stuff, say certain stuff, sign certain petitions, go and bear the witness and say this and say that about me. But at the same damn time, people that really would look into the whole situation or even just look at, what I mean, what has transpired thus far. Like, who is really the one that is crazy? Who is the criminal? Like, yeah, I have participated in certain criminal activities in my past and things like that. And I've dealt with my karma and I've been dealing with, things that I still am making amends and atonement for in my life. You know what I mean? One day at a time, 1 second at a time, one moment at a time. You know what I mean? As long as I have breath in my body, I want to strive to do better and to be able to help more people that have been through the same shit I've been through. Not sit there and fucking be doing all the shit behind the scenes to be trying to, fuck somebody over, kill them. None of that shit. Like the shit that the lengths that y'all have went through to disrespect us, but then y'all want to sit here and be passing judgment and having the whole fucking family sitting there having some type of feeling about us. And I could sit there and say that because, like, in certain situations, I was on some old delusion and, fucking a part of that shit. Then, like, I'm like, nah, fuck that shit. Like, this shit don't feel good to me because I know that I wouldn't have want certain shit done to me, you know what I mean? Which have other people plotting and scheming because I was trapped up in a fucking plot and scheme just so that, y'all order operation could continue to be going. No, fuck that shit. Me and my brothers, and I'm speaking from me and my brothers' perspective when it comes to this whole family dynamic for the Bunting, Alexander, fucking whatever your last name could be, dealing with the Buntings. You understand what I'm saying? Like, for every part that all of y'all played towards myself and my brothers in that community and outside of the community, getting people involved that don't even fucking know us, but because y'all talking money talk about fucking ending motherfuckers' lives, or having certain shit be set up to where a motherfucker can't find a job, motherfucker can't, get to where they need to be so that they can be able to be self-sufficient and not have to be dependent and relying on motherfuckers, and getting into fucking crazy ass toxic fucking relationships with motherfuckers that plot and scheme behind the motherfucking scenes with their families and shit like that. While they doing all of that, these motherfuckers they plotting and scheming with is motherfucking molesting children, fucking sex trafficking them, doing all type of motherfucking crazy ass shit within their own family dynamic, but having the nerve to accept money to fucking watch somebody else's children that is fucking y'all see the fucking struggle. Y'all seen it from the motherfucking rip from when y'all eyeballs was being able to be placed upon the situation. So everybody that had a hand in me and my brothers being in the situation, knowingly knowing, from whence we came, like, shame on y'all. Like, if I'm aware and I know from whence I came, I'm not going to want to continue to repeat the same patterns to keep on having it transpire in my lineage for my children, my little cousins and shit like that. That's why I be speaking the fuck out. That's why I speak on these things, to be able to help my younger family members or my older family members that felt like, or they was threatened to keep quiet or paid to keep quiet and not say this or say that to certain family members. Then you got family members threatening and intimidating other family members, doing shit to other motherfuckers, setting them up, plotting, planning, poisoning, having other people outside of the family dynamic, being hitmans and shit like that. Governmental organizations and entities, because fucking police officers is involved inside of the community, and then personally inside our own family personal dynamics. People that's politicians, or attorneys or court clerks and shit like that, that's within our family dynamic and structure, that know people that know people that know people that done fucking, done shredded a couple of paperwork documents and shit like that, turned the little other cheek or whatever, and took the money behind their hand and shit like that. Try to cover up fucking emails, getting rid of shit, trying to fucking be switching burner phones and shit like that. Like, yeah, I've had motherfucking my part in those type of situations and shit like that. But when I consciously made a decision that that's not the life and the outcome that I wanted for my future, especially because I have children, and the hurt and the pain that I had already caused to, to the older children that I have, by my absence of not being there, in their lives, and then having them have to experience whatever they experience in their journey right now. Like, that shit ain't no motherfucking joke. So I had to come back and motherfucking make amends and like clean this shit the fuck up. First of all, work on myself and clean my life up, and let go and sacrifice shit so that I can motherfucking get to where I needed to be in order to start my life and like fully enjoy it and be able to live it. And that includes my children on all forms. you know Motherfuckers got my children, my older children, like not knowing what the fuck, and not knowing whether to trust me or to trust the people that's around them that been pumping them and telling them what the hell, like not being able to, not being wanting me to give the opportunity to be able to express myself to my child about my absence, telling me that it was inappropriate of me to discuss something like this with someone that I birthed into the world. Like, Why wouldn't I let them know that I wasn't there in their life and how it is right now to why they are where they are is because of my drug use and my not so healthy decisions in my life? Why would I want to continue to have my children be lied to or me continue to lie to my children? There are other things that I want to discuss, you know what I mean, about those personal, intimate details and matters, but I would rather discuss them with the parties involved. But because everybody done been paid and, went and had documentation and certain things, you know what I mean, gone in their favor and shit like that, like, you know it is what it is. Like I do know one thing about like dealing in the court system or any type of legal system like that. I know that Michael Peoples and them family. I think her name was Henrietta. They called her Aunt Rhett. All of them like they into like that type of structure when it comes to career and things like that, and they have ties to people. So because my grandmother and them, know a friend and know a friend and know a friend and know a friend, and then like my uncles, my great uncles and them know a friend and know a friend and know a friend and know a friend. Like, come on, man, the jig is up. Like, nobody is beat no more for having all of these things happening, and then wondering why, like family members, especially like in my generation or above or below, dying off, motherfuckers is deemed crazy and having all types of crazy episodes in their life to where they on medications and shit like that, and everybody want to sit back and call family members crazy and all of this other shit, but not talking about how they got into the situation from the rip. People slipping people Mickeys and shit like that when they was in their youth. See, y'all think just because I'm in my generation that I don't know what y'all was doing in y'all generation to certain family members to keep them quiet about what they came across in the course of y'all doing y'all dirty ass shit. So y'all did certain shit and y'all, blackmail certain people about certain shit, you know what I mean, to keep fucking quiet, or there was, threats of death and shit like that. Motherfuckers even made sacrifices to take motherfucking prison bids and shit like that just so that they could come back and get back out, you know what I mean? Come back out here and pick up where they left off, because it ain't, matter of fact, it ain't never fucking stopped, because motherfuckers was communicating with motherfuckers in prison and all type of other crazy ass shit, however they got their kites across or whatever. I just know that I don't appreciate me and my brothers being y'all sacrificial lambs because y'all had y'all shit going the fuck on and y'all couldn't keep up to whatever the fuck bargains and deals that y'all made in the past prior to us even being fucking born and while we were here, you know what I mean, walking on this planet. And you got mad with me around September of last year, Mom, when I started saying to you, like, whoever the fuck had hands and doing something to my brother, I was like, because the shit didn't even sound right. That's when you wanted to jump on the motherfucking, you know, whatever the hell feeling you was in. And then the paperwork had came through from the Department of Youth and Family Services here in Colorado, and all of this other shit, and just a lot of other shit. Then the phone call, when you told me that you had talked to Auntie Karen and or whatever, like the days when I was living upstairs before I came down to your apartment. uh Sonika telling me like she heard you arguing with a lady on the phone and she didn't understand what was really going on or whatever. Like, it helped me put a lot of y'all pieces together to a lot of shit that was going on. You arguing with motherfuckers because the jig was fucking up based off of me writing into the motherfucking feds to let them know what was going on first and foremost about where we resided at, but then touching on other shit about other shit with paperworks and documentations and you know what I mean, camera illegal camera footage and shit like that. I guess it sparked the motherfucking interest of somebody in the right motherfucking position to, you know what I mean, start looking at some shit. Cause y'all motherfuckers is dead ass fucking wrong, but yet you gunning against me, trying to get my kids taken away from me when if my memory serves me motherfucking correctly, Cheryl Lynn Wilson, I fucking raised me and my fucking brothers, technically, if that's how you really want to look at it, because when grandma was working both of her fucking jobs, like I was there, like doing homework, cooking, making sure the house was clean, washing clothes, doing shit like that, doing all of the shit that, like, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. I was the protector and the defender of my motherfucking brothers when we was coming the fuck up, when like people in our fucking little apartment communities and shit like that want to be coming a romp with my fucking brothers and try to bully and harass us and shit like that. Like, we was some kind of cool collected, you know what I mean, fly ass motherfuckers and shit like that. But what you ain't about to do is be doing shit to my fucking brothers. Like, that's just how it was. Like, and that's the pact that me and my fucking brothers made when we was younger. Like, I don't give a fuck what's going on. Like, whatever the fuck transpired, I'ma take the motherfucking consequences with the fuck part that I played in the situation or whatever. But you're not about to keep coming for nobody, even in my brother's motherfucking demise. You know what I mean, Keyshawn? You always gonna be a motherfucking part of the motherfucking Thug Nation or whatever, because you helped me through a whole bunch of, man. I ain't even, what's understood don't even gotta be fucking explained. What I'm saying is, all of this time that all of y'all played in me and my brother's faces and had us have to face certain adversities that could have been easily remedied if other choices and better decisions was made, but because y'all chose not to do the right thing because of the shit that y'all was fucking doing and y'all wanted to continue on, you know what I mean, being who y'all have always been, you know, I guess you couldn't help yourself. But what does that have to do with our lives hanging in the motherfucking balance? But then y'all sitting back kicking our backs and talking about what the hell we didn't accomplish, and look at what we doing, and look at what we into, and all of this other judgmental ass shit that y'all had going on, psyching out motherfuckers and having them thinking like everything was motherfucking sweet, like going out in public, like fucking dressing up shit, like with syrup. Like, no, 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 no. And I see how and why y'all trying and have been trying this hard to keep a motherfucker quiet, because y'all know out of this whole fucking situation with everybody involved that I'm the one that been there, and that I know, and that my memory serves me correctly, you know what I mean? That I'm going motherfucking speak up on things that, you know what I mean, not witness. And I know when I was younger, y'all used to always tell me I talk too much, or why am I so nosy and shit like that. I was put here on this motherfucking planet to observe and speak out. I'm sorry if y'all got mad and y'all didn't get the memo. Shit, from then until now. I ain't no snitch, but I'm not about to sit here and be quiet if I see some shit that's fucked up and that's going on or whatever. And y'all try to keep me quiet. Y'all try to hide me. Y'all try to do the fucking absolute fucking most to me for me not to be able to motherfucking speak out and speak my fucking mind and say what the fuck I had to say. Like, come on now. And then Craig and fucking Dawn and all of y'all motherfuckers, and fucking Vanessa and fucking Nicole and Denzel and fucking Dawn and Darren and all of y'all motherfuckers, and fucking Juan and fucking John Jr. and Carla and all of y'all that, and Liz, like all of y'all, like every fucking body that's interconnected, like y'all have the nerve and the fucking audacity to come up against any fucking body trying to do any fucking thing when it comes to fucking trying to sever a connection between somebody and their children. Like, all because y'all didn't want to take accountability for the fucked up shit that y'all fucking did in y'all life, and the fucked up shit that y'all allowed to transpire, and the fucked up shit that y'all covered the fuck up and was involved in, and the fucking illegal drug transactions, and the motherfucking smuggling, and the motherfucking Panama, and the motherfucking Cuban, and all of the motherfucking underhanded motherfucking links that y'all had fucking hooked up. Because see, what I do remember is, like, Trenton, New Jersey was a motherfucking mafia town. You understand what I'm saying? So I was all throughout through and through motherfucking mafia territory. So y'all got the whole fucking mafia out on me too. You know what I mean? Y'all got all of these motherfucking links with the mafia and ties and shit like that, and you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Come on. Come on. Come on. See, I'm not a slow sleep motherfucker, and we're like Craig family, and all of y'all people that, tried it. Y'all fail to fucking remember that I'm not Vanessa, or whoever else prior to that or after that or whatever. However, y'all got y'all claws into the fucking people that, they procreated with after the fact and got involved with, or however, whatever. Y'all was mad with me from the rip when I was brought around y'all because I spoke my mind. Like, I don't give a fuck if I did lie about my age when I was younger, how I even got wrapped up with y'all motherfuckers. But the shit that your family and my fucking family signed off to, I'm quite sure fucking God source and creator has been fucking forgiving me for the part that I play and the parts that I have played in that past of mine that y'all so conveniently like tried to keep y'all fucking claws dug into me and continuing on the fucking shenanery. It's been over fucking 20 years since I fucking dealt with your mom.